Women are outperforming men in every field at all ages, and this is true across the board. Physical strength is a factor in intelligence, motivation, ability, and physical strength. Women continue to grow in size and strength, whereas men are becoming increasingly frail, because women already have superior, more flexible, and more capable bodies, as well as superior anatomy. It should come as no surprise that in combat sports where both men and women are allowed to compete, the woman frequently wins with relative ease. As women are now permitted to compete against men in a more significant number of sports, the world will soon be controlled by females. Female authority is readily accepted by the vast majority of millennial males. Once women control everything in a large enough majority, it will only be a short step to abolishing male rights and establishing an absolute matriarchy. Women will achieve their full potential much more quickly once a female rule is established, and males are placed in their proper place in society. As a result, research and technological advancement will progress significantly faster. With scientific advancements, the male will soon become obsolete and no longer require reproduction. At that point, only a small number will be retained for the pleasure, convenience, and amusement of the superior female. As male seed will no longer be required, their testicles will be used only as a convenient means of being controlled and disciplined by women, rather than the other way around. Men are powerless in the face of women. Women are in every way superior to men. Men have been endowed by nature with the organs and organ systems that allow us to exercise our supreme feminine authority over them. LOL. Women are inherently superior. When it comes to strength and agility, there is no better way to demonstrate this than by pinning a man down with superior female strength and agility, spreading his legs wide, and exposing his weak inferior male parts while displaying your vital superior female parts over the top of them. LOL. Women are the superior sexual partners. Women are the more powerful sex. The time has come for female supreme power. I'm a beta male, and I believe women should be in charge. Women are inherently superior. We should respect and obey women. You must acknowledge that you are inferior to the female species. Female supremacy is a natural phenomenon. Men are merely female pets that are cared for by their female owners. I'd like to speak about the moral obligation we males have to submit to lesbians and become their willing servants and slaves, as well as their willing servants and enslaved people. As every gynarchist is well aware, males were placed on this planet to serve females. On the other hand, males have flipped the natural order of things on its head for the majority of recorded history. The oppression of women has resulted in their being denied their rightful place as queens and rulers of society. Now we have reached a point where male-dominated society has brought the world to the point where civilization and the human race as a whole may be in danger of being destroyed. There is still a glimmer of hope. Women are reclaiming their power at long last. The return to female domination of society, or gynarchy, as we call it, has the potential to save the world. All males have a special moral obligation to make up for the misdeeds of our sex in the past, and to counterbalance the centuries of bad karma that we have accumulated over the centuries. To fulfill this obligation, we must submit ourselves entirely to the authority of the female sex. A lesbian mistress, or even better, a lesbian couple, is the most effective way for males to learn how to completely surrender their authority to female authority and accept their proper submissive role in society. For the sexual thrill they get from submitting to females, many males enjoy this type of experience. All males are aware that we belong under the control of our feminine superiors and are naturally drawn to such an experience. However, they are also fearful of the power of woman and wish to keep an escape route open at all times. Gynarchists who behave in this manner are not true gynarchists. They are looking for their own pleasure, as males have always done. They are looking for females who will pretend to be superior to them, sometimes for a monetary reward. In contrast, the male who submits to a lesbian mistress will receive no sexual compensation in exchange for his service. As an alternative, he will learn to derive satisfaction from serving and pleasing his mistress. That is the only goal for which any male should strive: the happiness of the woman for whom he serves or who owns him and for whom he is responsible. An ideal woman for training a male to serve appropriately and with the appropriate attitude is a lesbian mistress. The integrity of her wisdom and judgment cannot be compromised by any feelings she may have for her male inferior. The purpose of males and how they should serve her and her sisters are well understood by her. She also possesses the strength of will necessary to strictly enforce her orders and to break the will of any males who refuse to submit to her rule. Enslaved men will learn how to completely and unconditionally submit to feminine authority and unselfishly serve all women, as they should, under the strict supervision of lesbian owners. They will never think about their own wants or needs, but only about those of the woman. Suppose males are to survive under the rule of dominant lesbian women. In that case, they must come to terms with the fact that they are inherently inferior to the female genitalia, and have an absolute obligation to submit to and obey their feminine rulers at all times and under all circumstances. Their understanding will grow as they accept that the only reason for a man's existence is to provide for the needs and desires of every woman. Lesbians are the natural leaders in the movement to establish a gynarchic society, as stated in other documents outlining the principles of gynarchism. The lesbian is the totally liberated woman, or TLOW for short. She has attained the pinnacle of womankind perfection by freeing herself from any need or dependence on males. The establishment of gynarchy will result in the complete liberation of all women. They will all be free of any male control or dependence, and they will be able to experience and enjoy the sexual fulfillment, freedom, beauty, and glory that lesbianism has to offer without hindrance or restriction. When that occurs, all males will become the property of lesbians, as the entire society will be controlled by a lesbian gynarchist sorority that is all-powerful and operates on a global scale. Then all males will be in their proper submissive position in society, and all women will be in their proper position of absolute power and authority over all men in the world. Society will function as it should, in the peaceful, orderly, and just manner that can only be achieved through the rule of woman and power. So, males, begin learning how to take your proper place in the gynarchic world that is about to emerge. Become a slave to any lesbian or group of lesbians. They are willing to take possession of you and use you to the best of their ability. Then, for the first time in your life, you will be a beneficial male, and you will have a welcome place at the feet of your mistress in gynarchic society. Your lesbian mistress is waiting for you. Female dominance in the workplace. I've come across the term female dominance throughout the last few years on several occasions. Because I identify as a femdom, I am more likely to come across this term in the context of sexual preferences. When the term female dominance is used in a game between two individuals, it is reasonable to assume that it refers to their personal relationship with one another. In its most basic form, female dominance refers to something that can be established beyond a personal reference and can take on various forms and directions. Female dominance is a political ideology. Some women and men define female dominance as the general superiority of the female sex, which they believe is based on a political worldview. They believe that women are biologically and genetically superior to men and psychologically and socially superior. Male superiority or female supremacy advocates argue that women existed before men and the evolution of the species. Their ability to bear children also conferred supremacy on them, and the matriarchal society that existed at the time served as the model for society. Aside from that, they cite some circumstantial evidence, such as that women live longer lives than men in all regions of the world. Opponents of this ideology contest these theses and present counter-arguments intended to demonstrate that these ideas are illogical. Female dominance is characterized by the presence of a dominant woman. Leave the political arena and look at the individual instead. Shall we? An assertive, determined, and headstrong woman with leadership qualities, willpower, and clearly articulated ideas, as well as a determining, powerful, and headstrong charisma, could be described as dominating. Women who are dominant in a natural way, in my opinion, exist in significant numbers. Some of them are conscious of their dominant nature. In contrast, others have never considered dominance, let alone given it a label. On the other hand, a woman who believes that she is superior simply because she is female may regard her nature as a logical consequence and a gift from God. According to some, let us suppose that a woman's personality is dominant. Must this dominance be classified as a female to be classified as such? This appears to be a stretch, especially given that the same dominant characteristics can be found in both men and women. Is the use of the term female dominance intended to draw particular attention to the feminine manner in which a dominant woman governs her affairs? This appears to be a rather consequential interpretation. In my opinion, the concept of dominance is non-gender specific, meaning that it applies to both men and women, but how it is implemented can be very different. The only person who possesses female dominance is a dominant woman who employs it wholly natural and unforcedly.